After a fun day of wedding dress shopping with my future sister-in-law, my brother-in-law shared a secret that left me speechless. Now I'm stuck in a situation I never saw coming. I'm pretty overwhelmed, so I'll start with some background. I have been with my husband for 5 years, and we've been married for 2. Since early on in the relationship, I've been great friends with his older brother, partially because I always wanted one. When he started dating a girl about 2 years ago, I went out of my way to make sure she knew she had a friend in me if she wanted, since we're the only girls in the family. We're great friends now, and since they got engaged 3 months ago, I have been helping with wedding planning and was asked to be a bridesmaid. We went dress shopping today and had a blast. We went to brunch, had some mimosas, found the dress, and went back to their house to celebrate. I ended up alone in the kitchen with my brother-in-law a bit after being there, and he said he just had to tell me something before it kept eating at him. I was a little buzzed and confused, but was not at all expecting him to say what he did. I think I've had feelings for you for a few years, and I've never been able to tell you and just needed to know if you ever felt the same. I completely froze and just shook my head. I told him that no, I have never thought about him in any way other than a friend and a brother, and I never would. Before he said anything else, I bolted back to his fiancée and the other girls there and very discreetly told her I got my period and wasn't feeling well and would have someone come get me and then come by soon for more wedding planning. She thought nothing of it, and I called my best friend to come get me. She dropped me off at home. My husband is working right now, and then there is no question that I'm going to tell him as soon as he gets home. But I just have no idea where to go from there. Do I tell his fiancée? Do I make him tell her? Do I leave it? Do I have my husband talk to him? Has anyone ever had something like this happen, or have any advice? Anything is appreciated. I hate that I just got thrown into this horrible position like that. Update. The next day, thanks to everyone who helped calm my panicked mind after my original post. I didn't want to tell my husband we need to talk while he was still at work and make him panic, so having some reassurance from here was really helpful. I also noticed a lot of people asking for an update, so here is one that even I was shocked by as I lived it. It's not exactly the earth-shattering blow-up most people thought it would be. My husband came home and he immediately knew I had something on my mind. I explained the whole thing and he was livid at his brother. Thankfully, he gave me a hug and I broke down crying from the stress. He assured me I did everything right and it wasn't my fault. After that, he went to call his brother and tell him that he knew what happened and wanted to talk to him one-on-one. Well, it turns out that his brother and fiancé were already on their way to our house to talk about it. As soon as the other girls left, not long after me, my brother-in-law confessed everything to her. First, she slapped him. Deserved. But after they talked and he promised her that his feelings for her were genuine, she said that he needed to apologize to me and his brother and then they could go from there. So they came over and he and my husband went and talked, while I talked with his fiancé. We both cried and talked for about an hour. I promised her I never had any feelings for him and had no idea he ever had any for me. Apparently, she had caught him gazing at me on a family vacation once and thought maybe he had some attraction to me. So while this sucked, she felt some relief that she wasn't crazy for thinking it. He admitted she was right and thinks his feelings at one point were out of jealousy that his younger brother was further in life than him, and he attributed that to me in a way. This was new to him as the older brother, and they really hadn't compared each other much growing up just because they had vastly different paths. It was little apples to oranges. But now there was some perceived competition on a similar playing field. The feelings had faded, but when she came home saying she found a dress, he felt an urge to come clean and he wished he had said it differently or worked through it with some help before to actually understand what the feelings were before making this whole mess. I don't know about all that, but I guess I could understand it with a more clear head. I mean, if the Oedipus complex can be a thing, then I can see him having some complex feelings that manifested as attraction, but didn't affect his love for his fiancée. This all happened in one night and he was very visibly distressed over it, so I'd find it hard to believe he could weave a whole story like that, so I'm inclined to believe him. Once my husband and his brother came back to the living room, my brother-in-law looked like a puppy who just got in trouble. Also looked a little roughed up, but I didn't question it. We all talked, and he apologized to me for putting me in this position. Where it landed, their wedding is on hold privately while they figure out next steps. Thankfully, there was nothing booked and no dates sent out. We had gone wedding dress shopping just to get an idea, and it was just luck that she fell in love with a dress. They are going to go to couples therapy to decide if and how they can move past this. There is clear love between the two. Things will be tense, but I think he feels genuine remorse. And my potential sister-in-law says she holds no ill will against me. And if they move forward, she'd still love to have me as a bridesmaid if I'm willing. My husband and his brother have some serious work to do on their relationship, and my friendship with my brother-in-law will never be the same again, but we'll see what happens from here. We've also agreed to keep this between the 4 of us, but they will be honest that they're doing some premarital counseling before setting dates or full-on planning. I saw a lot of comments telling me to keep my mouth shut and no harm was done. While I guess I can see your point, I just couldn't imagine keeping something like this from my husband, especially if it came out later, and he found out I withheld it. Trust is huge in our partnership, and even just a mission feels like a betrayal of that. Sure. I knew this could blow up if I let it out, but it would be my brother-in-law's fault, not mine. He had all control over telling me what he did. Thanks to everyone who helped me through that scary processing time alone. Relevant comment: I'd love to know the subtle things that you did to him all these years. You never at all flirted with him in an in-way? Bro's feelings and confidence to shoot his shot came from somewhere. Oh, it wasn't like it was a smooth talking question. He stumbled through it. And no, I never flirted with him. I teased him, in the same way his entire family does. They're that kind of family, and after about a year, I joined him. The only thing I did that the rest of the family didn't was drink with him more, basically just because we're the only two that like to do shots and we have the same liquor preference. I would never dream of flirting with my partner's boyfriend at any point in the relationship. Second update: one more day later, I wanted to address a couple common responses I've been seeing here and give another next day update. To everyone telling me to not tell anyone or give him a mulligan, that was never an option to me. My husband and I are a team and we don't keep secrets, only surprises. It's something we agreed on before getting married. If I didn't tell him and it came out later, it's as good as me lying to his face. I did nothing wrong and I know my husband would stand by me, so that just wasn't an option I was willing to consider. To all the claims that I'd be blowing up multiple families, I'm not the one who confessed feelings. He opened this can of worms and it's not my responsibility to keep this secret. If this does blow up his relationship or his family, that's all on him, not me. There were a lot of other common themes in here, but those two were very prevalent and I wanted to dispel them. So for this small update, my husband actually called his brother today and asked if he wanted to go to one of their bars to watch the game together today, something pretty common for them or all four of us to do before all this. My brother-in-law was shocked, but agreed to go. Shortly after, his fiancée called me and asked if she could come over while they were gone. She was honest and said it might be awkward, but we would do this a lot and either do some DIY together, get a puzzle out, or watch movies together. She wanted to see if I'd be open to keeping this up as long as we were both comfortable with it while they worked their things out so our relationship doesn't deteriorate. It meant the world to me and I said of course. All four of us agreed that they, my brother-in-law and fiancé, would start seeing a couples therapist ASAP, and my brother-in-law would see one on his own. Until they get a better grasp on what his feelings were or are in their own plan, we won't get all four of us together, and Bill and I will not be alone together. My potential sister-in-law is one of the most level-headed people I've ever met and so kind-hearted. My brother-in-law used to have a lot of walls up that she broke down pretty naturally, and this is so out of character for him. His proposal to her was so well planned and thoughtful and tailored to her down to the smallest detail. He picked her a new outfit, had the perfect ring, even the blanket at the setting was her favorite color, a detail he did intentionally, and he had even arranged to have her parents there who live hours away. It's clear that he loves her, and I truly don't think that even if I did say yes, he would not leave her to be with me. Not that it would have been an option. I truly see a road forward for them and all of us. We're all committed to finding the best outcome for everyone involved. My marriage is solid, and we have our marriage maintenance couples therapy appointment coming up soon anyway, so we'll check in with an outside opinion, but I'm not worried. They're going to a consult with a therapist at the same practice in just a couple days. It obviously won't be a quick and smooth fix as this was fucked up, but I'm much more optimistic than many comments here and wanted to share relevant comments. Commenter number 1, future sister-in-law is pathetic for staying with that man. All I'm gonna say. Oh, I don't think it's pathetic to give something, even a messed up situation, a little extra time to decide on going forward. The way she is looking at it is that she can leave and nobody would blame her, and she wouldn't blame herself. But she loves him, and for herself she wants to take a beat to more deeply understand the situation before she makes a decision to stay or leave. She was planning a future for him, and if she just leaves immediately she will have a lot of inner turmoil to work through and what ifs. If she takes a few therapy sessions and decides to leave, she would feel more confident in her decision. That's her choice to make. You may think it's pathetic, but it's what she decided was best for her. Second comment, this story is kind of anticlimactic. Couldn't you add in a tiger or a sword fight? Oh, here's a little more of a climax. Turns out she had like a physical attraction and little crush on a coworker at one point like 8 months into their relationship, which is why she had a little more sympathy and was willing to try to work on it. She said it can happen and not change that she loves him. Maybe the coworker was like a spy or something to add some drama. Kidding, but there was that slight development. New update 20 days later. Hi everyone. I posted this first on the 2 Hot Takes subreddit, and a few updates on my account since they all kept getting taken down by mods, and I wanted to share a final update as I'm still getting notifications from them. For some context, I am 27F. My husband is 28M, brother-in-law is 32M, and his fiancée is 29F. This started as a throwaway account, but now it's just an anonymous account, and this will likely be my last update regarding this story. Since this happened, we have talked and my brother-in-law has explained some of his feelings as he has understood so far thanks to a lot of introspection and therapy. The silver lining to all of this is that he is spending some much-needed time working through his feelings and coping mechanisms. He group texted me and my husband and asked if we could talk together. It was mostly to talk to me, but he didn't want there to be any gray area going forward. To sum it up, he very sincerely apologized to me for the position he put me in and to both of us for the betrayal of our relationships. After a couple therapy sessions talking through his root feelings, he realized how terrified of change he was, even when it was good, and frankly, his fear of a failed marriage. He was older and understood so much more of his parents' divorce than my husband, and he didn't realize how much that impacted him because he had pushed it down so deep. My husband and I had met before my brother-in-law met his fiancée, and in the early days, he had an attraction to me. But he pushed these feelings away because obviously, I was with his brother. When he found his fiancée, he truly fell in love with her, and we all knew it by the way he acted. I mean, this guy is usually stubborn and stoic, but he just melted for her. He changed so many habits, for the better, for her sake and for his future. Nobody questioned if he loved her and he was so excited to propose, albeit he knew he was nervous for the life change. When we went out dress shopping and came back, a little tipsy and excited, she just gushed to him about wedding details and ideas and he got overwhelmed. So he did a couple shots, not saying it was a good choice but it's the one he made. And when I came out, as a person he had come to for comfort or advice on more than one occasion, he just exploded and said what he said. He had so many thoughts running through his head, and I can't say I'm that mad at him for what happened. When I got engaged, no matter how much I loved my husband and how great our marriage is now, I have to admit I had a few late-night musings about what life would be like married because it should not be taken lightly. He was so genuine in his apology and ashamed of his thoughts and actions, he was damn near in tears. When his brother hugged him, he lost it. I gave him a hug as well, and he couldn't stop thanking us for not just telling him to F off. His fiancée joined us after our talk and she said that while she's still struggling with trusting him and then they aren't going to get married on the same timeline they were planning, she's not leaving him as long as he continues to work on his feelings and unpacks his emotions around marriage. They go to couples therapy and both go individually as well, and I think we all see a road forward knowing it will not be easy. In my past posts, there were so many people who thought my brother-in-law was making it up to get out of it and he would have thrown away his relationship for me. Call me crazy or naive, but I don't see it that way and nobody else involved is either. We addressed the possibility and dismissed it. I appreciate the level of care people have shown for me and my future sister-in-law, and we will continue to show care for her and my brother-in-law as they figure this out together.